This week's edition of Innovations in Agriculture brought to you by Terrell Seed. This week's edition of Innovations in Agriculture, we're going to go to the University of Nebraska, where we're learning about the new mandates for not only tractor fuel efficiency, but tractor exhaust emissions. In 2011, tractor manufacturers were faced with the task of designing engines that meet strict emission standards imposed by the EPA, known as Interim Tier 4. There's actually two parts to the standards: fuel efficiency and emission standards. Now, no doubt many of us have seen farm tractors pulling implements across a field. It wasn't too many years ago those tractors, especially the older ones, would be spewing a plume of black smoke out of the exhaust while guzzling several gallons of diesel an hour. As a result of the interim Tier 4 mandates, today's tractors are much more fuel efficient and environmentally friendly. The interim Tier 4 regulations mandated a 90% reduction of particulate matter, or soot as we call it, and a 50% reduction in nitrogen, a major ingredient in smog. Now, for years, the main testing facility for testing tractors made in the United States has been the National Tractor Testing Laboratory, which is part of the University of Nebraska. The NTTL is also the major tester of farm tires, measuring things like grip and soil compaction. According to the test results press release, manufacturers went with two different approaches to meeting the mandates. One uses an engine after-treatment called diesel exhaust fluid and is sprayed into the exhaust. The Case, IH, New Holland, and AGCO were the three users of DEF. The other system used by John Deere recirculates the exhaust before it leaves the engine, helping burn up the soot. Now, while this system does use more fuel, John Deere says it's normally less than 1% of the total fuel consumption. Join us next week for another edition of Innovations in Agriculture, right here on WABG TV6 and WNBD NBC 33.